there's all this data out there, and I know from marketing agencies and email houses, direct mail houses, all use this data. And working with third party data myself and seeing sort of the quality of that data, why would you say, I mean, we're collecting all this data, why would you say there's been so much debate over the quality and the precision of these third party data assets?
For sure, it's a great question, and it's conversation that we have with agencies all the time, with brands all the time, and with media companies that are also using these third party data sources, right? And I think there's a couple things that have happened. One is just it's an effect of volume, right? I mean, there's a few giant ones essentially, and they have such a high volume of data now that there is this kind of what's a dynamic around quantity versus quality, right? So if there's so much large volume of data, getting the best third party data is something that it has been hard for people to do, over time. And I think what happens, it's not in every case, but as a general trend, a lot of organizations feel like we bought this third party audience or this third party list of data, and we used it for all these marketing purposes, and they just weren't getting as much incrementality out of it, right? Maybe it was a hit, in the 2010s, right, in that whole decade. But then I think what happened is that this very most recent decade, it became harder to get recency and new data. I mean, it was a hit because these organizations started out when the internet started booming, right? Social media started booming, ad tech started booming. So it was great for so many years. And then I think what happens is for recency of in-market data, right? Which no matter what product or service you sell, you're looking for some type of in-market data. It became harder. A lot of that data was really accurate for a time ago, but if you're looking for recency, it became harder and harder to do. And as the last couple of years, this idea of attribution became so much more important, right? You could say attribution and return on investment were always important to a certain extent, but specifically, especially in the ad tech, martech marketing space, the way that we talked about attribution in the last 5 years as compared to the last 20, very, very different. So people started asking the question, hey, we are not getting a ton of attribution on this data. How do we actually know that it is giving us business results? Is it actually making a business impact? So there is valuable third-party data, but with the trend, I think that's where people started looking to, okay, well, there's cookie deprecation, there's all these different things that are happening that essentially have a third-party nature to them. What else can I be doing? Is this really the most precise and accurate source of new in market data? And that's kind of what's been happening, and why people talk a lot about, hey, is it the same data everyone's selling? Is it just cut up a different way? You think about it like third party data being cut up and thrown in with other things, and sold through this company, that company, that company by the time it actually gets to you. And so there's just been a lot of debate and discussion around the real value of it.